How's it going? You got time for a short interview?
How long?
I time it for about 10 minutes.
I can do that.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next question. Are you okay if I record it?
That's fine.
Okay. So, I want
Just
to
get my good angle.
Okay. Where is that? Is that over here?
Sure.
Okay. So, what I do is something called Street Epistemology. I have interviews with random people.
Okay.
And I'll wait for that to pass, right? I like to talk about a belief that someone holds, and you get to pick whatever it is. So It could be religious, it could be political, it could be anything. I talk to people about aliens. I talk to people about like cloning. Anything. It could be really anything. But the conversations tend to be more interesting if it's something that you are fairly certain is true, and it's like a foundational belief, meaning if you woke up tomorrow and didn't have that belief, it would change how you live your life.
Okay.
And so I start off with a couple thought experiments to kind of gauge where you're at, and then we'll jump into that belief. So you can kind of have time to think about what you want to talk about, or I can throw some ideas that other people have done, and you can see what you want to do.
All right. I pretty much already have what I have one in mind.
Okay, cool. So let's start off with the first thought experiment. It involves some Tic Tacs.
Okay.
It's really quick. So would you agree that the amount of Tic Tacs in this container is either even or odd, and it cannot be both?
Even?
No, what I'm asking is, I'm not asking you to guess. I'm asking you do you agree that it either has to be even or odd, and it cannot be both?
Yeah, it definitely can't be both.
Okay. So let's say you felt it was even, or you think it's even.
Okay.
And I think it's odd.
Uh-huh.
We popped it open, poured it all out, counted it up, and it was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree that you were correct and I was mistaken?
18 is an even number, so yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's the first thought experiment.
Okay.
Second one is, let's say you continued walking down, you met somebody, talking to them for a minute, and they told you that they own a brand new Ferrari.
Okay.
On a scale of 0 to 100%, how confident would you be that that is true?
Not very. Probably 20%.
20%? Okay. So let's say they pulled out of their pocket a Ferrari fob and said, this is the keys to it. Would that affect your confidence?
Not really.
Okay. So let's say they brought you out to the parking lot and there it was, a brand new Ferrari. Would you be more confident, less confident, same?
A little bit. Still doesn't prove it's theirs.
So like 25%?
Yeah, like 25%. Just a little bit more.
Okay. So let's say they started the Ferrari, and you guys drove around the block. Would that affect your confidence at all?
A little bit. Still might not be theirs.
Okay. So what would it take for you to be in the 80s and 90% confidence?
Proof of insurance, title, something without a doubt that it's in their name.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Would there be anything that would get you to the 100% mark, meaning you cannot be mistaken?
Proof of sale that it's fully paid for, it definitely belongs to them, title and proof of insurance.
Got it. Okay, cool. That's thought experiments. So you said you already had a belief in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask your name.
You're fine. I'm Kaitlyn.
Kaitlyn?
Yes.
Eddie.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
You're very cold. Are you okay?
I've been out here for about an hour, so.
Okay.
So Kaitlyn, K-A-I-T-L-Y-N. L-Y-N.
Mm-hmm.
My thing stopped working. Okay. So let me start the timer. What belief do you want to kind of unpack?
Belief in a higher power.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Higher power. Okay. On a scale of 0 to 100%, where is your confidence level in this belief? 80%. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know, most people just go straight to 100%. So I applaud you for being transparent.
I mean, as with the Ferrari thing, I like having proof,
mm-hmm.
and so without that definitive proof, I rely on it to get by in life. But I mean, I would definitely be affected if tomorrow I found out somehow they proved there really is no higher power. I would be affected by it, but I can still continue to believe in it. and it's not gonna like just destroy me, but it is gonna change my life, kind of thing.
I gotcha. So what is the main reason that gets you to that 80% mark?
That I'm dying right now. I have terminal cancer.
Wow.
And so I have to believe that everything that I'm going through, like I had a rough childhood. I have PTSD from abuse for 16 years from my mother. I was raped. I've been through a lot. And I was not supposed to have children, and I have 2 beautiful children with my husband right now.
Yeah.
I was told there was no way I was getting pregnant, and I had 2 children. And so I have to believe that there is something more that kind of guides me through life and gives me a reason to wake up every day. I mean, like there has to be something there, or else I feel no point in waking up. Like I have to believe in something.
I see what you're saying. So if you woke up tomorrow and you were no longer convinced that there was a God, that would impact your life heavily.
Definitely. I would definitely have to find another reason. I mean, like my kids and my husband are definitely a reason to wake up, but I need something to really like, because even if I die tomorrow, they'll be fine. They will find a way to move on. Yeah. But I need something that, you know, no matter what, it's there for me. You know, my husband could leave tomorrow. My kids could, you know, leave tomorrow. That is never a constant. I need something that is constant. And, you know, God's love is supposed to be constant. He is always supposed to. So he's like the constant in my life. Right. And so if I was found out that God wasn't real, or I woke up one day and said, you know, I don't believe in this anymore, it would definitely impact me. But I would find something else to keep going. So with this belief that really means so much to you and it does so much for you, would you want to know if there wasn't one? Definitely. I like to know things. Like I question everything. Yeah. I want to know. Okay. So how do I ask this? So if mankind came up with some way to explain certain things and and it became really conflicting with the idea that there was one, with what the belief does for you, would that like how do I say it? Would that affect your willingness to accept or examine the evidence or anything like that? It definitely would. My faith in particular actually highly believes in science and God together. So my belief doesn't really conflict with it like some do. Like some religions are like, well, you know, science, throw it out. Yeah. My faith believes that, you know, God tells me that if I can prove it with science, that science has been given to me. Like he has given me an ability to examine everything around me, including him. Yeah. So if there was ever proof that, you know, there was a way to fully examine everything around us and it ever came up that he doesn't exist, then I would probably still hold somewhat of a belief. Yeah. That even if the higher power no longer exists, something had to really start us. Like, I gotcha. I do believe in evolution, I do believe in things like that, but there still has to be something. I mean, there are things that I don't think we'll ever be able to explain, even with as advanced as science as we get. Right. I still believe that there is always going to be something there kind of guiding us and just giving us hope, so to say. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Of course. I'm glad to have met you. Of course. And so is this for a class? Is this for... This is a hobby of mine. A hobby? This was a tough interview, mainly because it was the first time I felt morally obligated to stop. Kaitlyn was very honest right out of the gate about why she believed and what it would do if she lost the belief. It was pretty clear to me that if she had a shaky epistemology, it would only do harm to reflect on it, especially given her circumstances. It just felt wrong. Even after realizing I needed to stop digging, I did find myself asking some additional questions because I wanted to understand. Her openness and transparency about such a personal topic was pretty amazing. I hope the best for her. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. However, do keep in mind my conversation partners may view their video, so please be respectful if you leave feedback.